not all of them obviously, but a certain number of Unitarian Universalists characterize me as insane, crazy, even psychotic, even though I haven't really done anything that really properly describes or fits the description of psychosis or any other serious mental illness. Although I have to admit that since being accused of being insane, I've basically done a certain amount of feigning insanity. You know, on the Emerson Avenger blog, I sort of clown around and as a way of poking fun at these idiots, I can be a little over the top, you know. But that's as a result of being accused of being psychotic and so on. It's not because I am psychotic or anything. So, you know, here they are. They're accusing me of being crazy, insane, mentally ill, seriously mentally ill, even psychotic, as I said. There's nothing I've ever said or done that can really be described as psychotic. In other words, completely and utterly delusional. But there are some things that Unitarian Universalists have done that can be described as completely and utterly delusional, or, you know, insane, crazy in the broader sense of the terms, you know, not necessarily mentally ill per se, but just very, very foolish things. As I said, one of those things was falsely accusing me of blasphemous libel. I mean, basically, President Morales and Kathleen K. Montgomery, the retired Executive Vice President of the Unitarian Universalist Association, who wasn't retired in June of 2012. She was no doubt the main mover and shaker behind the Unitarian Universalist Association's blasphemous libel accusation against me. Basically, Reverend Dr. Peter Morales, in conjunction with Kathleen K. Montgomery and possibly, you know, other Unitarian Universalist Association staff, totally destroyed a centuries-old tradition of opposing blasphemy laws by hiring Stikeman Elliott, barristers and solicitors, litigation lawyer, Maitre Marc-André Coulombe, to falsely, and I do underline falsely, accuse me of the criminal act of blasphemous libel for allegedly, and I do say allegedly, making unfounded and vicious allegations to the effect that ministers of the association engage in such despicable crimes as pedophilia and rape. Besides being immoral, besides being unethical, besides being borderline criminal, because making a false report to the police is a crime. It's a form of public mischief. You know, if the Unitarian Universalist Association, you know, if representatives of the UUA had approached the SPVM, that is the Service de Police de la Ville de Montreal, and had represented to the SPVM that I was making unfounded and vicious allegations to the effect that ministers of the association engaged in such despicable crimes as pedophilia and rape, and on that basis sought to have the SPVM have me arrested and charged with the criminal act of blasphemous libel. Well, that would be a false report to the police. That would be public mischief. That would be a criminal act. Now, I never got to that because I totally destroyed the accusations in my responses to the lawyer's letter. So I don't know whether or not, well, actually, you know, that's true. I don't know. Maybe some Unitarians actually did go to the police and actually did try to have me charged with blasphemous libel on that basis. I don't know. Maybe they did. It's possible. I can't say they didn't. I'm pretty sure it didn't happen, but I don't know for sure they didn't. You know, but that's it. It's just truly insane, truly crazy, indeed batshit crazy for the UUA, as led by UUA President Reverend Dr. Peter Morales, to accuse yours truly of blasphemous libel in an effort to hide pedophilia and rape committed by Unitarian Universalist ministers. Just totally destroying a centuries-old tradition of opposing blasphemy laws, and for probably one of the most ludicrous motivations to do that. So that's insane. That's truly insane. Again, in the broadest sense of the word, I'm not saying Reverend Dr. Peter Morales is suffering from a mental illness. I'm not saying Executive Vice President Kathleen K. Montgomery is suffering from a mental illness. I'm just saying they're batshit crazy for doing what they did. It's just totally foolish, totally corrupt, totally insane in the broad sense of the word. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, if anyone deserves having a finger twirled around the ear and pointed at them, it's Reverend Dr. Peter Morales, Kathleen K. Montgomery, and a whole bunch of other, in quotation marks, crazy Unitarian Universalists. Because that's not the only crazy thing. There's plenty of other crazy shit that Unitarian Universalists have done. Pretty damn crazy for just checking the time here. Pretty damn crazy for Reverend Dr. Victoria Weinstein to get in on the action, and besides being very deeply implicated in the Unitarian Universalist Association's blasphemous libel accusation against me, because part of it was an attempt to hide the fact that one of her parishioners, Richard Buell, had been charged, tried, and convicted of such despicable crimes as pedophilia and rape for raping preteen girls, including a female family member and a neighbor's daughter, according to news reports. That's the pedophile rapist I described in one of my blog posts. I use the term pedophile rapist because that's exactly what he was. Well, the UUA's blasphemous libel accusation against me was no doubt in part an effort to intimidate me into removing the blog posts about Richard Buell, and I have no reason to believe that Reverend Dr. Victoria Weinstein was not involved in that, because Reverend Dr. Victoria Weinstein is also involved in the other accusations against me, specifically the accusation of threatening and defamatory conduct amounting to or sexual harassment against women Unitarian Universalist ministers, because I criticized Reverend Dr. Victoria Weinstein's sodomy fantasy, imagining South Dakota State Senator Bill Napoli anally impaled on the Statue of Liberty's torch. That is truly batshit crazy for Reverend Dr. Victoria Weinstein to collude with the Unitarian Universalist Association to hire Maitre Marc-Andre Coulombe to accuse me of threatening and defamatory conduct, amounting to sexual harassment of her, for criticizing her sodomy fantasy, which can be properly described as threatening and defamatory conduct, amounting to sexual harassment of Senator Bill Napoli. The sodomy fantasy, as posted to the internet said the following. This is an exact quote, or darn close to it. So this was on Peace Bang's blog, written by Reverend Dr. Victoria Weinstein, who blogs under the pseudonym of Peace Bang. So here goes. Here's my sodomy fantasy. South Dakota State Senator Bill Napoli anally impaled on the Statue of Liberty's torch. So this was posted to the internet by Reverend Dr. Victoria Weinstein, and that can be described as threatening and defamatory conduct amounting to sexual harassment of South Dakota State Senator Bill Napoli. But Reverend Dr. Victoria Weinstein, also known as Peace Bang, is batshit crazy enough to try and hide that by outrageously hypocritically having me accused of threatening and defamatory conduct amounting to sexual harassment of her for criticizing that sadistic and obscene sodomy fantasy on the Emerson Avenger blog. Yep, that is truly insane, Looney Tunes, batshit crazy behavior on the part of Reverend Dr. Victoria Weinstein, with the complete batshit crazy Looney Tunes cooperation of the Reverend Dr. Peter Beyond Belief Morales UUA administration. So yeah, who's the crazy one here? And then of course there's Reverend Dr. Kelly Murphy Mason being crazy enough to get in on the action herself by having Maitre Marc-Andre Coulombe accuse me of threatening and defamatory conduct amounting to sexual harassment against her because I used the colloquialism sucks and blows at the same time to describe her two-faced hypocrisy. And it looks like time's up. Or just about.